3 different hemlines today. 3. I remember once in the Spanish sewing bee there was a really good test and they had to hem different garments, and of course different garments need different things to do to them. And today I've been accumulating stuff. I have a dress and 2 pairs of trousers that need hemming and they need different things. So let's start with the dress, for example. Well, the dress is my sister-in-law's and it's one of these t-shirt dresses, nice and long for the summer, airy and breezy. But she got something on it and she doesn't know what it was, and it's really rough and the fabric has become stiff to the point of breaking. If you can hear this. So stiff. It's terrible. So stiff. So what I need to do is to cut all around it, cut all the excess and then start hemming. The advantage of these fabrics is that they don't fray, so you don't need to make a double hem, you don't need to fold twice, you just need to fold once because it's never going to unravel or look untidy. And anyways, twice will be like too much because they are thicker fabrics. And another thing is that they stretch, so you need a stitch that allows you to stretch, something like a zigzag. But on the other hand, this is a long and loose dress, so you could even use only a straight stitch because you're not going to force the seam. But I'm going to use a zigzag one because I think it looks nicer, and I'm going to use the one that is apart, the one that is in 3 little stitches. That looks really nice. And another one you can use is to make it invisible, folding backwards, which is what I'm going to do with the next pair of trousers, so stay with me so you can see it. So this is how it's looking after pressing. I think it looks nice. It's a little detail. It's nothing really, you can't really see it that much, but it makes it a bit more special. So next one. So my friend asked me to hem these wide leg trousers. It's a thin fabric, they're really nice with a stretchy back. And let's start by cutting. So let's cut this, and I don't know if it happens to you, but I'm always afraid of cutting trousers. It's something I can't help it. But I'm always afraid. I think like the fabric is going to twist or do something and I'm going to cut more than I need to and things like that. It's quite silly, isn't it? And I'm going to start by making like a fake overlock stitch because this frays a lot and I don't want her to have any problems after I sew it. You would usually sew this by hand, but I'm not very keen on sewing by hand, so I'm going to use the invisible stitch on the sewing machine, which is like a zigzag stitch, but it has two on the side and then one that comes in. So that one is the one that's going to stitch your invisible seam, and it looks really pretty. And now I'm going to weave. And now, really important, with the trousers inside out, I'm going to fold to the measurement they have to be, and then instead of folding a second time, I'm going to fold backwards. And in this little accordion is where I'm sewing. And after some pressing, this is how it's looking. It's ideal. Pretty nice. And this pair of trousers, it's another friend's, and they are lovely with a paper bag top. And the problem is that she cut the hemline thinking she could leave it as it is. And it looks terrible. And the problem now is that it's already cut where it has to be. So I have to try to hem it without cutting a lot. So I'm going to use some ribbon. So the only thing I can think of to hem this without cutting anything else, not cutting, but without folding and losing more of the hemline, is to use some ribbon to add that little bit where you can sew. So I'm going to add this instead of bias tape. You can use bias tape to hem coats and heavier things, but for this, which is a lighter fabric, I think it's too much. So I'm going to use this to see how I do. Let me know down in the comments what you think. So she's afraid I'm going to take a lot of the hemline, but because I'm going to sew it right on the edge, I'm going to only take less than half a centimeter. And I'm going to fold and sew on the inside. This should be done with an invisible stitch, but there's no fabric to work with, so I don't think an invisible stitch will do any better than this. So let's see. So I've been pressing a lot, but I think I'm going to press once again. So let's see what my friend thinks. Again, this is not how you will do this, but there's no fabric to work with, so it's the best I could think of. So let's see what she thinks. So these have been my 3 hems for the day. I think it's been interesting, especially the last one, because I didn't know what to do. So let me know down in the comments if you have a different idea that I could apply another time. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of content, because I upload twice a week and that way you don't miss anything. I'll leave you my Instagram account and interesting videos you might like. Bye!